everybody, welcome back to your weekly dose of great and positive energy on going through some different life lessons with me. All right, so if this is your first time here, hit that like button. You already know it pushes this video out to other dream chasers like yourself. Hit that subscribe button if you want to join a community of high frequency individuals who are all looking to grow and learn together. Okay, all right, so for today's video, this honestly I believe is going to help out so many different people if you are on this road to the self-development and thinking positive and always like and loving yourself and being self-reflective and learning how to build stronger boundaries, just all the different things that come with learning to love yourself on this road. Okay, and what it is about understanding the difference between the superhero and the villain that is inside of you. Okay, now the reason why I want to share this is because I remember when I first was working on myself, right? Like, and I even remember people telling me like, yo, it's no such thing, like you can't be a robot, you can't always like be positive, like people go through negative things, you get these negative feelings. And I used to be like, no, that only happened to you, don't have me. But as you grow and develop, you learn that no, you need to own all of your emotions and everything else. But there was a side of me, and I'll call it the villain, that I kind of honestly just put to rest, right? I was always like the superhero in every single little thing. And what I mean by superheroes, I mean always positive reinforcement, always like helping people understand things from all these different angles, and all of that is good and great. But I actually like was noticing that I just wasn't feeling 100% myself for like a couple months now, and it wasn't making a lot of sense to me because I wasn't like depressed or anything, but I just like felt like there was a piece of me missing. And I think another part that has helped is acting, because in acting there's this big spectrum that you just got to cross when you want to do certain roles. And it's like, if you got a scene where you're supposed to be mad but you're like, oh, I don't get mad, then guess what, you can't do the scene and you'll never be an actor. If you do a scene where you're supposed to be sad and you're like, oh, only positive energy only, then it's like, oh, okay, cool, we can't cast you. And you get my point, you won't even have a job. So like acting, I think, has also like brought this out of me more, where I started to recognize it. And what I recognized was how much you need the villain. Okay, and now I want to explain what the villain is to me. The villain isn't some savage who just does dirty, disgusting things. Okay, the villain is the person who sometimes, like some people do prefer positive reinforcement, okay, but it's not what they need. They need you to get cutthroat with them. And I want to give an example. So let's say you have somebody who has dreams and aspirations of becoming a personal trainer, right? So to do this, they need to get a certification and they need to get fit. We'll just keep it there. But and let's say this person is out of shape and they don't have the certification. So they create a plan for themselves to be able to get in shape and get their certification. It should be done in 3 months, okay? Based on their plan. 3 months get here, they're nowhere near where they need to be. So the superhero in me would be like, hey, that's okay. We're all on our own timeline. Like, you don't need to compare your life to other people. When it comes for you, it's meant for you. And you know, it makes the person feel really good inside. And you honestly I mean it from like a truthful place, where it's just like, hey, you just must not have wanted it that bad. Like, but it's okay. Like, you can make it happen when you want, right? But the downside to that too, I feel like a lot of times, is that positive reinforcement translates to too many other places where you end up having conversations with people, or like someone's testing your boundaries and you just keep being so positive. And I don't think that, like, when people are like, oh, well, take the high road is always being positive. Take the high road is just making sure you respect yourself, to me. And that's when I feel like you need the villain, okay? Because in the same case of that, you actually might need to say to this person, now the villain is still respectful. I'm going to give an example. So let's say it was the same situation. This person didn't do what they were supposed to do. The villain instead would be like, you just a bullshitter. You just don't want it. If you did want it, you would have made it happen. And at this point, I honestly don't even want to hear no more about your dreams and aspirations of becoming a trainer until you actually take the action to make these things happen, because it's wasted breath and energy for me, and I don't want to waste that breath and energy on something that ain't gonna never come to be. You feel me? So that was still respectful, but it was just straight hard honesty, and some people just need that. You feel me? Sometimes you need that, you know? And that is what I actually just learned about myself. It was so crazy because I was talking to a coworker and they was telling me they was feeling bad that day, right? And I explained this whole villain superhero mindset to them, and how I had like put the villain to sleep, and I've been a superhero for so long, but I feel it myself. But I like explained it to them, and they said, like I said, thank you so much. And I was like, why'd you say that? Because this is why I'm feeling bad today. for the first time ever, I was like a little tougher on my daughter, because I'm always so just positive. Like, based on how you said, I'm always so positive, but like this was my first time to put my foot down, and then they understood, but I felt so bad because I'd never done that before. And it was like, but like, I do get what you mean about like, you do need that villain, because the truth is everyone ain't a superhero in life. Like, it's just a fact. We all got both sides in us, but we just got to learn how to navigate them and use them respectfully towards others. And he said, like, after hearing it, he actually felt so much better, and that he would just learn to critique his villain more and more, because his villain and my villain are two different villains. You know what I mean? And my villain and your villain are two different ones. Same thing as my superhero and your superhero. So just remember that you always need both, okay? So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Comment your thoughts about the superhero and the villain. Do you use both of yours? Do you have any tips that you can share? And also hit that subscribe button to join this community of high frequency individuals. Make sure you check out my next video on how to build character if you're looking to self-improve even more today.